Okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to Jibber Jabbin'. I can never say it right on the first go. Welcome back to Jibber Jabbing. I'm Travis.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Sophie.
So I wanted to start off this episode with some maintenance, or what do you call it?
Housekeeping.
So basically, a lot has happened since we recorded the last episode. We started releasing podcasts for one, and then we got onto Apple Podcasts, which is really cool, and I think is a big deal for us anyway.
I thought it was a big deal.
Yeah, and then also we've changed where we're recording for this episode anyway. I don't know if it'll be different for the next episode or if we'll go back to how we were before, but hopefully this time the audio will sound a little better. Because we're all sitting about the same distance from the microphone. We're only using one microphone right now. That'll probably change in the future as well. But for what we have right now, I think this will be a good setup. So hopefully it sounds good and everybody's heard, and some people can hear Sophie, because you can barely hear her in some of the other podcasts. So.
What are you talking about? Can we get pink microphones?
I mean, I guess. Yeah, if we get... I was thinking of getting all the same microphone as what we have. But if you want, I can paint it for you, pink.
Okay.
I've got one for sure.
Okay.
Not a microphone, sorry. I've got another.
Oh, okay. So today we're going to talk...
about true crime,
True crime?
And I'm sure everyone knows why. Because recently, The Tiger King on Netflix has gotten a lot of traction, and everybody and their mom has seen it, and all of the memes. I basically had to watch it myself to catch up with meme culture.
Yeah.
Because I was seeing all these memes and I hadn't seen it. We'll get to The Tiger King. I don't want to start there because I feel like it's
the most
finale.
recent.
yeah, it's the piece de resistance.
It's the most recent too, yeah.
Yeah.
So
why don't we just talk a little bit about true crime to begin with? Like, I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm like heavy into true crime. Like,
me? And not so much, I don't think.
really?
And not so much.
Not so much.
I mean, I like it as much as the next guy, but I don't know. I don't like actively like seek out. Like the thing with the Tiger King was that there were all those memes, and I thought it looked funny, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. True crime for me. I listened to that Serial podcast, the first season.
Yeah.
With what was his name?
Don.
And then
Adnan Syed, yeah.
the Netflix stuff. Like I only watch because Sophie watches. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty into true crime. Like, I've read most, I would say, of Anne Rule's books. So Anne Rule was all of her books were true. So do you know what she did? Like, she worked with the police to some extent in the 70s and 80s.
I know she used to sit next to Ted Bundy at the call center.
Yeah, she did. She used to
That's
work with Ted Bundy. That's how her book, The Stranger Beside Me. Yeah, that's how it got so much traction, because she was like, I never knew, and I'm like the true crime person, and I had no idea that he was killing people.
Well, Ted Bundy was very charismatic and good looking and funny, like Zac Efron portrays him.
Yeah. Ted Bundy had a massive unibrow. I'll never understand why people thirsted after him.
That was like a thing back then.
I think that he looked like a caveman.
I feel like some people think that the unibrow is a thing now too.
He looks a bit like what my dad looked like in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, I remember. There's a picture of Sophie's dad where he's like got a fish and he's like down on one knee. And that unibrow is immaculate.
I wonder if he has it in the photo I have in the office.
But yeah, so I've read like all of her books. I've read I'll Be Gone in the Dark. That came out like a year ago. Yeah. And that was about the Golden State Killer. I'm just like really into true crime. I listen to pretty much, if there's a true crime podcast, I will have listened to it. Yeah. Sophie's showing us a picture of her father, and he does have a pretty massive unibrow.
Yeah, so much hair.
Wow.
Well, I like mysteries and like murder mysteries and stuff like that. I'm just more of like a Sherlock Holmes kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm a super big Sherlock Holmes fan.
Yeah. That's fair.
My favorite books by far.
Sophie, what do you like? Do you like true crime? Do you listen to?
No, not really.
No.
I like some of the docs on Netflix, but like a lot of that was because I liked Tiger King mostly because it was funny, right?
Yeah.
And and some of the others that we're going to talk about are funny too. Maybe not Making a Murderer. I wouldn't say that was funny. No, that was depressing. But The Staircase was funny.
Well, okay. I wanna. If we're gonna go into, let's go into Making a Murderer. What do you guys think about? Do you guys think that Stephen Avery did it? Do you think he killed her?
I don't know. So I've waffled back and forth throughout time. When I first watched the documentary, I was like, no, he's innocent. Like, he's an innocent man, and his poor nephew were coerced into confessing because he was like not smart. I think
that the nephew was definitely like coerced or definitely
that part of my reasoning has never changed.
Yeah, like that kid is screwed.
Yeah,
and like they screwed him. Like he didn't. I think he's innocent in all of it.
But do you think he watched something go down?
Maybe he saw something fishy, and probably even if he saw it, I don't think he would really like clue into like how serious a situation would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he was. There was that phone call that made me feel so really bad about him, where he doesn't
stupid.
Yeah, and he doesn't understand that he's not going to be out on like Thursday to watch wrestling. Like, it was like heartbreaking.
That was really sad. But when I first watched it, I was like, Stephen Avery's innocent, and then I thought about it some more, and I read some more stuff that was completely omitted from the documentary. Yeah. And I was like, oh, he guilty. He guilty.
What is some of that stuff?
Oh, I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Like his weird past, him burning a cat in a fire pit.
Yeah, there was a lot of misdemeanors. I'm air quoting here because I do not consider burning a cat a misdemeanor.
No.
But it would have, I think it was wherever he was from.
That's
Michigan.
Murder.
Is he Michigan or Minnesota?
I don't know. Someplace like that.
Yeah. Anyway, there was stuff that was evidence that came to light that was left out as well.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what exactly it was, so I guess I'm not the best person to be speaking on it. But
well, the thing is, with the documentaries, is that they can put anything they want in, and they can take anything they want out.
And
right?
We'll get into that when we talk about the Tiger King.
Okay. But for me, I don't I saw the whole first season back when it came out, so also a little rusty on it.
Yeah, that was how long ago?
4 years ago.
Yeah.
And then
we didn't watch it when it came out, though. We waited a few years.
Did we?
Yeah.
I thought we waited a couple months.
No, it was a few years, and then somebody was talking about it. I was like, maybe we should finish it.
Excuse me. We just ate. So I'm a little eaty. Anyway. But the second season, I didn't... I watched a bunch of it, and I watched a bunch about, the nephew or whatever, but, after watching parts of it, I got really depressed about it and stopped watching it, so...
Yeah, I don't think the nephew had any real criminal involvement.
They put the words into his mouth,
exactly,
the thing, the police did, and, that should not be submissible.
I'm surprised they didn't get, a mistrial from that alone, right?
Yeah. They should have. There's a lot of stuff. I think I feel like the court was just done with it and was like, let's just, put a bookend on this and let's move on. And unfortunately, is ruining people's lives.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think Stephen Avery was innocent, though, just because he seems like he's smarter than his nephew was, right?
And I think he plays
he knows he can spin it into, it's the government,
yeah, because he already did go to jail for something he didn't do.
Sorry, I was making Sophie lean in more towards him.
Yeah, it's tough because there were a lot of fishy people in all of that. Teresa Hallback's boyfriend and her brother. I don't know. I just
Wait, what? They're her boyfriend and her brother.
Yeah. I just okay, so if somebody goes missing, who's the first person you contact?
boyfriend,
spouse. The boyfriend or the spouse. And they're usually the person that killed them. Yeah. Usually. Yeah.
Like, what is it, like 90
it's
something
really high. Yeah. So, and I don't even think that they even, like, ask them any questions.
Wow.
And I'm just like, why, you can't just, and any investigator should be able to tell you this. Like, when you're trying to solve a murder case, you don't just focus on one person, because then you're completely blacking out everyone else. So, like, you're completely, like, tunnel visioning.
Yeah, that's true. What they did. And they went at Stephen for that.
Yeah, which is stupid. Like, what would his motive be to kill this person? Like, he didn't even fucking know her.
Yeah.
So
you think he might be innocent then?
I don't know. So that's what I mean. Like, I waffle back and forth. I'm like, there's all of these things that they didn't do.
It could be completely possible that, there's public knowledge about Stephen Avery and his last case, right? And kind of how fucked up he was a little bit, right? Like, anyone could have been like, well, I want to murder somebody and get away with it. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to do it on this guy's giant junkyard property and pin it on him because he looks like he would do this sort of thing. That could happen, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, what was the weird thing about the fireplace that I was like, that's weird?
That they were burning her body?
But it was like, they found evidence, but it was like far away from his property, and then they found also some on his property.
Right.
Fuck, what was it?
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they found like body parts in the fire pit maybe, but also like far away.
Yeah.
Like he had scattered her remains maybe.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that.
I don't know. I don't know any about it. I'm along for the ride on this one, I think.
Yeah.
I would have looked that up because that was one thing that I was like, that makes it seem like that's set up.
They were just moved. They moved her body after she was killed and chopped up, sort of thing, or
I don't know if they chopped her up.
I don't know. Okay, here's a good question. If you were to murder somebody,
okay, here we go.
How would you do it?
You first.
Me?
Yeah.
I would probably like chop somebody up for easy movement, right? I don't know how I would like do the deed, but after it's done, I don't know. I'd probably just like strangle somebody. I don't know. How would you kill somebody?
You asked the question.
You don't want a big mess, right? So you don't want to like stab somebody a bunch of times to kill them.
I would push someone off the ferry in the winter.
That's really specific, and you have to make sure that nobody's looking. You know what I mean? Like there's too many variables there. I think I would. I don't know. Why is this uncomfortable for you?
No,
it is for me.
Sophie's like,
So I found the piece of evidence for making murder. It was that. So remember that they said that he burned her in his fire pit, like in his backyard.
Right.
But the evidence was that fire would not have been able to get hot enough to burn her body. And then they found pieces, I think, like bone fragments. I don't know if they confirmed it was hers or not, in a place that was much farther away, like in the vicinity, but it was far away. And I think there was like more there than there was in his fire pit. So it's almost like burned there. And then they took
and put
the ashes and put it into his fire pit.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
And I remember that's weird. But also maybe he tried to move it afterwards, right?
Okay, back to murdering somebody. Okay, so bleed them out, chop them up, and then I'd probably like spread them around. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put all of them in one place.
I don't know. I think I'd probably just like suffocate them and then tie them to a brick and throw them
in the water?
In a lake.
Well, that's the thing though. You don't know how heavy the brick has to be because it's like they fill up with gas under there and then they'll float up.
Does that happen?
Yeah, it does. And then the gas escapes and they go back down. And then sometimes they float back up and then they'll go back down. Oh, they're
like a buoy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's why I'm thinking chop them up. And then like we live around a lot of like marshes and swamps.
We do.
So like
gross.
Just a shovel of someone here, a shovel of someone there, you know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
That's a lot of work.
It is, but I'm trying to get away with murder here. I'm willing to put in work if I've murdered somebody, I think.
I think I would I would not do the murdering myself. I wouldn't hire somebody, but I would make somebody want to kill themselves.
Oh, you get all like psychological on them.
Yeah.
Like that girl. There was that girl who convinced her boyfriend to off himself.
Yeah. You could do something like that if you have the right victim, right?
You still leave a paper trail, right? That's how
I wouldn't have to do it with a paper trail. I wouldn't text them or send it in emails. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You do it in person.
In person?
Yeah.
Just be like, don't you think you should? Just start the conversation. Hey, Travis, how's it going? Oh, good, not bad. Don't you think you should kill yourself, though? It's like,
Well, then I don't know. I guess I can't do the lake thing. I guess I'd probably...
I mean, you could if you had enough rope and enough
What if it was like weight. A really deep lake? Like, would they float all the way back to the top?
I mean, the thing is, like, if you have a heavy enough, like, weight, they're not going to float all the way up, but a piece of them might.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like this.
So he's like, this is bad. I don't know. Oh. So, okay, Jen's sleeping with the fishes. I'm Tony Montana. And Sophie is psychological murderer. Okay.
So, Travis, I remember, like, we, as a group, tried to watch season 2 of Making a Murderer, and then we never really got through it.
There was too much wine.
But you were pretty, like, at the time anyway, like, in the category of, like, he was innocent.
Yeah.
And why do you think that?
Because of what evidence was shown to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Because they make him seem innocent in the documentary.
Yeah.
But then once you look at, like, if you're that interested in it, then you should probably look it up and, like, I don't know what you.
And that's what I did. I was like, wow, I want to learn more. And then the more you learn outside of the documentary,
the more
you're like,
seems that maybe he's not so
innocent.
Yeah.
So speaking of like that, so I watched, and Sophie and Travis also watched a documentary 2 years ago.
That seems about right. Yeah.
Called The Staircase. Now, I'm pretty sure that The Staircase was meant... Every documentary has, like, a purpose, right? And Making of the Murderer wanted to make the audience feel like Stephen Avery was innocent.
Right.
And I watched The Staircase, and I was like, this guy is, like, 100% guilty.
Yeah.
And then I found out later that the filmmakers, that was not what they were trying to convey. Like,
what were they trying to do?
They were trying to make it seem like he was innocent.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Bad job.
Yeah, bad job.
Well, they should have, there's a lot of evidence they should have not presented then.
No kidding.
If that's what they were trying to do.
There was something like he was, I don't want to say it if it's not true because I'm not 100, I don't remember. But I think he was like sleeping with one of the filmmakers.
He was. Yes, he was. Yeah. That's true.
Really?
Yeah.
It was, one of the, I think he was a director or something like that. But they were having like a close, intimate relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
And I watched it, and the entire time I was like, I never wavered from how I felt about him.
Yeah,
I was like,
he was super guilty. Yeah. Unless it was the owl.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about the owl.
So what is it? I think it is that an owl basically flew in and like grabbed on her head.
Well,
and that made her bleed out.
Because she left from where she was sitting with him. They had an argument at the pool side. And then she walked through these trees to get to the door to go inside. And he says that he thinks maybe as she was walking under those trees, it spooked the owl and it came down and attacked her. And she made it to the stairs, but then fell backwards down the stairs. Or she made it a part of the way up the stairs or something. And that would explain blood on the door, blood here and blood there that didn't really have another explanation.
So what a struggle.
Yeah.
But no owl feathers.
Yeah, no owl feathers. There would likely be owl like feces in the cuts.
There would be some sort of DNA.
Yeah.
And the cuts on her head. But if they weren't looking for it, then
I guess.
You're not looking for owl DNA. It's not
what do you
there.
guys think about the owl theory?
Stupid.
I think that it's fun to talk about.
Yeah.
But that it's not real.
No.
Much like ghosts, as we talked about on an earlier podcast.
True. Yep.
What if a ghost killed her?
Maybe. I mean, that'd be more believable than him not killing her.
With the help of an owl.
Oh, ghost owl.
Oh,
could be a good show.
Ghost owl. The Canadian murder mystery. Ghost owl.
So we think he did it for sure.
Yeah. You were saying something about his family and how you couldn't see like how they were like so blind.
Well, that was Leslie, actually, our friend Leslie.
It was Leslie.
But I do understand what she means. So, like, if your father potentially killed because it was their stepmother, right? It wasn't their mother.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't your first instinct be to have your dad's back?
Yeah.
So I can understand to a point where they were like vehemently defending him in public, and almost to the point where, like, I don't know, because some of them weren't his children; they were his stepchildren.
Would they have been her?
I think he had 2 to 3 of his own real children. Mm-hmm. I can't remember. I think he definitely had at least one son. I think 2 daughters, and then she had her own daughter as well.
And she was
no. She, I think at the beginning for a little bit, she was like, "Oh, he would never do that to my mom," but then eventually she was like, "No, like
something's up here."
Yeah. So I just I thought it came out kind of culty. Like, it was like they were in a fucking cult.
Yeah. Well, they did weird things too, like singing together.
Yeah, I was like, come on. Like, that's not real. Nobody does that.
But didn't they all, like, wear white clothes at once too?
They're all wearing those Snuggies.
Like a robe.
I don't know. I just think that he fucking killed her.
Plus, like, what really kind of brought it home was that other woman that he was friends with who also died falling down the stairs, right? Like 20 years before.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, brother.
Yeah, you can't just keep ignoring all of these coincidences, right? Like,
that's almost like a soap opera plot.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I said about Tiger King. I was like, if I pitched this to a studio, or
they would say you're fucking nuts.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, he's a gay polygamist from Oklahoma. He runs a tiger zoo, and he's just like a gun-toting Republican hillbilly also. And he's in a fight with some woman in Florida that's an animal rights activist who might have killed her husband and fed him to tigers. Someone would be like, no, get out of my office.
Yeah.
Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like the staircase, like, I don't know. A lot of the times they were interviewing Michael Peterson, who was on trial for the killing of his wife down the staircase. A lot of the times that they were interviewing him, he was just sort of like really flippant about what happened. He was like, oh, like, yeah, right.
With
I
pipe.
killed her. Oh my God, the pipe. I forgot about the fucking pipe.
What pipe?
He's always smoking a pipe, like an old school one.
Really?
Because he's a writer.
Oh.
And writers smoke pipes.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I just like... This is unfortunate, but he's just like a person that was never presented to me anyway as likable.
Yeah, and he's not at all relatable, right?
No, and I just...
So did he go away for it or no?
Yes. Yeah.
He did? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay. Is he still away for it?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm kind of like...
So you probably don't remember, but in the documentary, they did... The first part was the whole first trial and whole first incident, and that took however many years.
Because they filmed this kind of like how they did the Tiger King, where it's like they were filming it along the way.
Yeah, kind of. I mean...
Yeah, I think so. I think it was split into pretty two distinct, like...
They waited like
spaces of time.
10 or 15 years.
Whereas Making a Murderer...
looking for an appeal, I think.
For Making a Murderer, they filmed it after Stephen had been incarcerated. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But they had footage from the suit that he was filing. Remember? Because he was wrongly put away for many years. So they had footage from that as well. But I think that was just historical footage.
Yeah.
I can't remember. One of them was filmed over the span of like a decade.
I think that was the staircase.
Okay.
Yeah, because
that was just in the preview
how
we watched
old
too.
He got by the end of it.
Yeah.
He was fairly young at the beginning, for sure. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think that he killed his wife.
Yeah.
And maybe even that other girl, too. And he should be in jail.
You think? I mean, it's so convenient that a friend of his also died mysteriously, you know what I mean?
Like these women keep dying mysteriously on the staircases or in your life. Like, how does that keep happening?
I did like his lawyer, though. I thought his lawyer was...
I did like him, too, yeah.
Okay.
He was just very smart, like.
So I think the piece de resistance.
Drum roll, please.
Tiger King's son? Okay. Yeah. So, all right.
This is all very fresh, so we'll definitely be able to talk more about the Tiger King.
Yeah.
Whereas everything else we were sort of like, I don't really remember.
Yeah. So I feel like, a good 15, 20 minutes on Tiger King we can handle that.
And we have some big tigers or some big cats with us too.
Oh, so nobody can see that. We're on a podcast.
Maybe we can do a picture for
I'll take a picture for the gram.
Carol King.
Okay, you get in the picture too. Carol King.
That's actually a really good picture.
Carol Baskin and her cats.
Yeah.
That bitch Carol Baskin killed her husband.
Yeah, so let's start with that. Do you think that bitch Carol Baskin killed her husband?
You know what? I don't.
Come on, Jed. She obviously did.
Why don't you guys tell me why you think that she killed her husband?
Because he wanted a divorce and she wanted his money.
Okay.
Tale as old as
it's a little convenient that he tells her that he has to go on this long trip and she thinks nothing of it, and then to
the documentary filmmakers, she's not saying much because I'm pretty sure that he was a drug dealer.
Well, here's my argument though. So he's telling everybody he's at work with that she's crazy. She's threatened to kill me. She's threatened to kill him. She had a gun. She hid his gun. She was thinking about it at least.
So
right?
who said that in the documentary? I don't remember.
He wrote it in a police report.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he got their restraining order.
And he told his assistant or secretary, his right hand lady that he told everything to, right? And he told his business partner, I'm leaving Carol. I'm asking for a divorce today. And that was the last time he ever saw him. You know what I mean? She fucking did it. She did it. She did it. And she's too creepy. And she fed him to the tigers. Now she feels like she owes the tigers for getting her out of a sticky situation. So she's going to protect the tigers. And they're like, there's no way one tiger is going to eat a whole person. No, but a bunch of tigers will. And like she said, just cover them in fish oil and they'll get the job done.
Sardine oil.
Yeah.
See, now I don't know.
That was weird.
Now the way that you've explained it has convinced me less.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I was just thinking, you were saying how he did that report and how his administrative assistant was really backing him up. And now I'm thinking maybe probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. I didn't think about that.
He liked
that's
the
probably
women's.
True. He liked those women. But now I'm thinking maybe that was even part of a setup so that he could go and just disappear.
No, because the police report wasn't at that time. It was beforehand.
I know, but maybe he's thinking long term. He obviously, remember he had a girlfriend in Costa Rica? Yeah. He could be pulling the long con. And obviously the admin assistant explain. Whatever.
Okay, so his van ended up at the airport abandoned.
She could have driven it up there.
Who?
The admin assistant. She could have done that. Or somebody else.
I don't know.
Or Carol, right?
They dusted for prints. And they only found the mechanic's prints on it.
They didn't find even his prints?
Oh, guys, I'm going to bust some of these theories wide open here. Okay. So, I don't know if she killed him or not. I'm leaning towards she probably didn't, and there's a variety of reasons I think that. So, the first being, like I already said, with making a murder in the staircase, although they didn't, I think for the most part, get what they wanted in their storytelling for that one. But this whole documentary shed really bad light on Carol Baskin. She was presented in a way where you weren't supposed to like her. And that's it
worked.
it obviously worked. I haven't talked to a single person that's watched this documentary that thinks that she's a good person or innocent, even though she was doing very real conservation work for big tigers eventually. Not at the onset with him, the one that disappeared, but she eventually, and you have to leave room for people to improve themselves, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's it all for? Why bother improving yourself at all if people aren't going to leave you that
Okay, so what happened to him then?
I don't know, and they don't know either. What they did was they interviewed his ex-wife and his children, who were cut out of his will, Yeah. And obviously they're not going to have a good opinion on Carol Baskin if they were cut out of his will.
She cut them out, though.
But maybe she cut them out because she was like, you're gonna fucking accuse me of killing him? Like, I'll fucking cut you out, because fuck you, right?
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of...
But for one, you can't do that. She doctored his will.
Oh, right. There was that point where she actually went into the office and she stole the will and she redid it.
Oh.
So that's kind of weird.
And added in the case of my disappearance.
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely... I'm not saying that that's not bad, because it is. But there's a lot of, like, the reasons that, let's say, Joe Exotic put forward to how he died, there's no evidence. There's no body. There's... so I'm reading about it right now. The meat grinder that was apparently used to cut up his body was taken off of the property weeks before he even disappeared.
The septic tank... She ground him up.
I know, okay. But the septic tank at the sanctuary that he apparently is supposed to be in was installed on the property years after his disappearance.
They talked about all this. There was a different septic tank that somebody had on a property of a house that they built or whatever, but somebody had already been living there. So it's not in the septic tank. I can accept that. But
but there would be bones if she fed him to the tigers. No, yes, there would be.
They can digest that shit.
No, they can't.
The doc said.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely
It's like pigs. It's like
you think
Robert Picton?
You think that a tiger can digest a femur bone? I don't think they can. This says that they can.
Maybe she knew which bones to cut out.
And then where are the other ones?
You can burn those.
Okay. I just think that he had a plane of his own that wasn't there, right? It was gone, and he didn't even have a license. Like, how do you know he didn't just crash on his way to Costa Rica? And I know
he wouldn't have taken that plane to Costa Rica. It would not have made it. And he would know that.
Exactly.
No, he would know that. It wouldn't even have the fuel capacity. He had a license, but then he lost it.
The day he got it.
Still, though, he would still know what his plane could take.
People are pretty...
Amelia Earhart... He had gone down there before, right?
Amelia Earhart... Whatever, that was a long time ago.
I just say, like, it's tough when there's no body, right?
Because it's in the tiger belly.
Oh my god, you don't know that.
You don't know it wasn't either.
I don't, but the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.
What?
I don't know.
You're just trying to make a rhyme here. I know what you're trying
to do. I'm trying to make a rhyme.
It's really hard to convict someone without a body. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
But, like, I just don't... I'm not going to just be persuaded by a documentary that was put up in a way that's supposed to make me not like her in the beginning.
I don't know.
Because they're all shitty people, and she's not even the shittiest of all of them. The shittiest one's the one that beat the shit out of his wife, and then, like...
Yeah, what was his name?
Kyle's dad.
Kyle's dad.
What the hell's his name?
Monster Energy drink.
Oh, fuck. What is his name? Mike? I think it's Mike. Remember.
Also, apparently, in Costa Rica, investigators found indications that Lewis engaged in extramarital affairs and illegal business practices in Costa Rica.
We knew he had a girlfriend.
Maybe he got to Costa Rica.
And then got fucking offed by a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And also, investigators also found that 2 of Lewis's ocelots had recently been shipped out, but their whereabouts have never been found. So the ocelots are missing too.
Yeah, but that's just big cat trade.
And none of his credit cards have been used since his disappearance. So that's...
No, because...
I'm pretty sure that he died either in transit or when he got to Costa Rica, because I'm pretty sure that he was a drug dealer. Something went wrong.
Okay,
I just want to
maybe. We can all agree that he's fucking dead, though.
Oh,
right?
and he legally is dead. Apparently, they declared him legally dead.
She declared him.
She declared him legally dead. Was it a year after?
No,
it 2002.
Takes 5 years to be able to declare somebody missing.
She did it the day after
dead.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, so maybe she didn't kill him, but she was definitely like an opportunist.
Yeah.
Right? And that she was like, okay, make sure he's dead. Now I have all his money. Let's cut all these people out.
Yeah.
Right. But she did it for the tigers.
I hate that bitch, Carol Baskin.
Why do you hate her?
I don't know. There's something about her. There's something in her eyes. I don't know.
That's what Ben said. That makes no sense.
No, that you can tell when somebody's fucking messed up. You can tell just by looking into someone's eyes if there's something loose in there.
Do you have a real life example? Someone you know?
Yeah, because that's
but
not
I can't
usually
say it.
Oh,
is it me?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say it.
I don't agree.
If they listen, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Can you tell us after?
Yeah, tell us
after.
I just don't agree with that either because not that she would be a serial killer because she only killed one person if she did at all. But that's the whole shtick with serial killers is that you can't tell.
Yeah.
Usually because they're like the greatest actors.
Charismatic, yeah.
I don't know. I just did she kill him? Maybe. I'd just like to see more evidence that she did. Yeah. And we're not going to get that in a documentary that was supposed to be like true crime mixed with like reality TV mixed with, I don't even know, American Idol.
American Idol? Yeah, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Apparently that's not him singing.
No, it's not. It's some, I can't remember what they're called. It's like the something band.
That's great.
So you know in that scene where the employee has their arm ripped off?
Yeah. I'm never going to financially recover from this.
So suddenly Joe Exotic has a bomber jacket on that's a paramedic
bomber. Yeah, he took time
to go put it on. But where did he get the jacket? I found out that he was actually a licensed...
paramedic?
Paramedic for a period of time. Like I guess it's all like... public domain if you look it up.
Oh shit.
And he was. So it's a real jacket. It's expired.
Oh, okay.
Like it was expired like 5 years before that happened.
But he went and changed his coat to go see about the arm.
Yeah, that's really pretty funny.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for that person.
But also she came back 5 days later.
Yeah.
And was like,
I don't blame the Tigers.
He came back. That's another thing about the documentary is that it misgendered that person the entire time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They're a trans man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And apparently they were either, according to the filmmakers, that person didn't care, but according to that person, what I've seen, they did care.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Why would she care?
Or he should care, yeah.
So here's just one more thing. So he had that bomber jacket, the paramedic bomber jacket, but he wore that Reverend's suit in a music video and also to the funeral of his husband. Where did he get that?
The thing about that is my stepdad wears that sometimes. That same collar.
Why?
I don't know if it's just like an old time like hillbilly kind of thing.
Maybe.
Sorry, no, what?
You've seen him. He wears that collar sometimes.
I've never seen that.
He wore it to his own wedding.
Why do I feel like Alan Jackson has worn it in a music video?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a country folk kind of dealio. So let's get to Joe Exotic.
My boy Joe.
Your boy.
The true hero.
Do you guys think he paid that dude $3,000?
No, I don't.
No, I think he made
Neither do I.
I think he was like, I paid him $3,000, but it was for this instead, because he's just too stupid, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's smart enough.
Yeah.
No. Which is mean of me to say, probably, but I don't think he is.
I think it was set up by Vodka Red Bull and Bald Man McGee.
Oh my god. Vodka Red Bull.
What are their names? I'm sure his name was Mike. I can't remember the name of the hitman.
Yeah, everyone knows who Vodka Red Bull is. Yeah. It's that idiot that was wearing that fucking Obey.
Fucking Kyle's dad.
He punches through drywall all the time.
Yeah.
And what did he say to his wife that was pregnant? He was like, we gotta get you back in the gym as soon as possible.
Yeah. And they were getting a nanny, and he was showing off a picture of the nanny he wanted.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Because she's gotta be hot.
I was like, I would kill him in his sleep and feed him to a tiger.
Yeah. He's so shitty, and he screws everybody over, right? That he works with.
Yep.
Yeah, he screwed over that other guy. I can't remember his name.
There's that one part where he's screaming at Joe in that office there, and he's yelling at him.
That was so fake.
His yelling was so fake. Yeah, he's like, "Yo, Joe, you're fucking crazy, man. You did this," and Joe's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Which is crazy because Joe is like the actor,
right?
Yeah. So he'd be like when he went in and like fired people. Because they were recording.
He was. You could tell he was like backed into a wall and he didn't know what was happening. Like, why he was being yelled at and shit. Yeah,
I definitely don't think Joe Exotic is smart enough to pull that off.
I know he obviously hated Carol Baskin. Yeah. But it was a show. I don't think he would murder somebody who gave him so much content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because then what are you going to complain about?
Exactly. What is your internet show going to be about? Yeah. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Are you just helping tigers now? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to get the clicks.
I don't think he would have done it. I really don't.
No, neither do I.
No, I don't think so. And if you really hate someone, are you going to hire a hitman? No, you're just going to kill them yourself.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Like, especially if you're I think, there's that text exchange or whatever between Joe and somebody about money or whatever. I think he was just trying to be like...
Was that the Sea-Doo man?
It was like, I've got somebody here who can do the job for you or whatever, right?
He does look like the Chucky doll, fat
Chucky. He does.
Yeah. So I think Joe was just like, I'm going to be a big tough guy now over this text exchange and talk serious.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I don't think he was like, I'm actually going to go through with this. I think he was like, yeah, totally, like, hook us up, bro. Like, I'm totally gangster right now.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
agree.
I mean?
Yeah.
It was just a show.
Because he was a showman, right? The greatest showman of Oklahoma, arguably. Because, everything he did was fake. Did you not see that? I can't remember who it was, but during the funeral and he was crying, he was like, I'm pretty sure that he had an onion in his pocket. And he was rubbing it and then touching his face to make the tears come.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. If everybody knows that's the type of person you are, you're fake as fuck. So I don't think you're capable of, doing some real shit. Right?
Do you think he burned down the warehouse?
I was going to ask that.
With the alligators in it? All the video footage?
Somebody did.
I don't think he did it personally, but I think maybe he asked somebody else to do it. Because he was out of town, right?
Yeah.
Conveniently,
yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing that would have happened too, is that he would have had like some crazy Joe Exotic alibi as to why he didn't have anything to do with
I was getting married to 3 different people in Las Vegas that night. So.
Yeah. Like he didn't have an explanation where he would need one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he might have burned down that equipment being stupid and not thinking that because he thinks like his producer owned him or whatever, so he thought like, I'm not going to make any money from this. He was stupid and he would have made money from that, but I don't think he could see that. Maybe he did burn down his enclosure.
Because that's the type of crime that that's like, obviously it's a serious crime, but it's one of those crimes, like you're not killing somebody. Like arson's one of those crimes that's very hillbilly-ish, I guess.
I can't believe he killed his reptiles though. Because
I think they were collateral that he didn't think about.
Oh, you didn't think it was going to
burn that? Because it was the building either? Next to the enclosure, and I think he thought because the walls were tin, the fire wouldn't go through them.
Or maybe he just doesn't really care. Like, did he really care about his animals? I thought he did at the beginning.
He definitely cared about his animals.
Do you know that? You know how he had that like limp? Do you know why he had that?
Did he get bit?
He got full-blown attacked by a tiger. There's video footage of it somewhere, like on his... It wasn't in the documentary. It's on his, like, Joe Exotic, whatever it's called, like the TV.
Yeah.
It's somewhere. You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely... A tiger, like, full-on bit his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did really care about his animals, but then his showmanship became more of a focus to him, and he stopped so much. And I think he even says that at the end of the documentary, that, like, it started out as the tigers, and that's all he cared about, and then he became this thing, and he regretted it or whatever.
I'm pretty cynical, so I don't think that he cared about his tigers. I think no, I just think he cared about money, because he was feeding them expired meat from Walmart, and he was killing tigers that were sick, like shooting them and then burying them in the zoo and stuff. I'm very anti-zoo in general, because I think, unless you're doing like actual conservation efforts, which he wasn't.
No.
I just think that he just cared about the money.
Yeah.
And I think the big tell of that was when Saf had his arm bit off. And he was like, I'm never going to financially recover from this. Yeah. And I was like, that's your first thought when one of your employees just had their fucking arm ripped off?
Hey, Jen, don't you have pictures with baby tiger cubs on your Facebook?
I do. All the way from 2012.
Busted!
No. I'm totally fine with that. Okay. Because that was 8 years ago.
It was also a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that was 8 years ago. And at the time, I didn't see a problem with it. And now I absolutely do. So that's what I mean about giving people room to, like...
To grow.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a lot of... I was definitely like... well, everyone has room to grow. I guess I'll just say.
The thing is, too, like, you go to a place like that, right? You're just general public, right?
Yeah.
You go in, and they're like, we're really, working hard on keeping these tigers happy and blah, blah, blah. This is a real safe space for them. Mm-hmm. And they're so, like they're so tame and everything, and they just love people. Would you want to have a picture with one? Oh, that'd be great. You don't know.
No. Yeah. I would have done the same thing if I was 20. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, baby tiger, right? Like,
and I was 20. Yeah. Like, I was really young. And even I went to the Metro Toronto Zoo with my boyfriend in the summertime, and I was mad about it the whole time.
I've never been
like, I don't want to... Even though they do claim that they do conservation efforts, we were there in, like, July, I think, or August, and there were fucking polar bears hanging out in the sun. And I was like, that's not right. That's not right at all. Like,
the only zoo I've ever been to was a zoo that was like Joe Exotic Zoo. It was called Bergeron Zoo.
Oh.
And it was like a backwoods hillbilly zoo, and they had like monkeys and and lions and stuff.
That's weird.
Where was it? And it was fairly close to here. It's like,
is it the one in Peterborough?
Yeah, it's like near
because they've got a big cat museum. Cat zoo.
This is like closer than that. This is like the other side of Belleville.
There's a drive-through like safari somewhere around here, isn't there?
Oh, are you talking about Park Omega?
Yeah.
That's just over the border.
Oh, I thought Quebec. It was in Canada.
No, sorry, I mean just over the border in Quebec.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because we passed it on our way.
Right. Oh, okay.
There's one up near London, up that way too.
Oh, okay.
There's like a drive-through safari thing.
African lion safari.
I don't even know that.
I've never been there.
Yeah. I used to be very like, I don't give a fuck about that. Not that I didn't care, I just didn't know. I was ignorant to all that
that's
stuff.
The thing.
Yeah.
You gotta grow, Yeah. And I'm hoping that Joe Exotic is growing in jail.
Well, what really upset me...
Do you guys think he deserves to be in jail?
For that? No, I don't think that he did it.
No.
Yeah. He should be in jail for other reasons. They all should be, though, right?
Yeah, every single one of them.
Like the dog.
But do you think he should be doing
maybe one of the worst, right?
Yeah.
Especially
he's a sex cult.
And he definitely kills the baby tigers. I fully believe in that. Because you can't feed all those huge tigers.
They just disappear.
And that really upset me. But at the same time, that's what they do with baby chicks, right? The male baby chicks. They just...
Yeah, they call them.
Put them in the grinder. Because they're of no use to the industry. So why is one okay? And one isn't. I mean, that's a whole different ethical discussion, but...
It's because, I was going to say it's because tigers are cute, but chickens aren't, but they are cute, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what your argument would be.
So, Joe should be in jail for other reasons.
For animal abuse.
Yeah, for animal abuse.
Do you think he deserves
the amount of time
that he got then?
How much time is he in jail for?
He's in jail for the rest of his life.
No, it's like 20-something years.
Well, that's life.
27 years, that's life.
That's life in prison.
I said 20-something years, like 22 or something.
Yeah, I think isn't life in Canada is 15, isn't it? Or
25, I think. Yeah.
But
he'll get out.
You think he'll get out?
Yeah, if he lives that long.
If he lives,
he won't live.
I think he has coronavirus. So I read that in the paper the other day. So
that he has coronavirus.
I think so. So.
Oh shit!
If he survives coronavirus,
it's very topical.
Yeah.
It is very topical.
All right. So what about Carol Baskin?
April the 5th.
Should she be in jail?
For what?
Killing her husband.
Killing her husband.
No, she shouldn't be in jail. There's just not enough there.
Habeas corpus.
Yeah.
Where's the body?
Yeah. Okay. What about vodka Red Bull?
Yes.
He beat the living shit out of his wife.
He also gave Joe all the information, right? Like he set everything up.
Oh yeah.
He's the mastermind.
And he was like trekking tigers in suitcases to Las Vegas and stuff.
What about his girlfriend?
I don't know.
She knew what was going on.
No, she would just be an informant. She'd be like, if I give you the information, can you just give me like volunteer work?
That's what they did, and they just got nothing.
Lifetime supply of Monster Energy drink.
For sweet baby Kyle, who's about to be born.
He needs to be punching through that drywall at age 2. So.
Yeah. What about Bald Man? Teardrop Bald Man.
Is that the Hitman?
Hitman, yeah.
Teardrop Bald Man. I don't know how much involvement he actually had.
I think he should be.
He'd probably be in jail for like a couple of years.
Yeah.
For conspiracy to commit murder, at least.
Yeah.
What about Chucky, though? Fat Chucky, though.
He wouldn't go to jail anyway, because he was just, like, blabbing to everybody.
He'd fucking tell anybody anything.
Somebody on TikTok said that they watched this documentary, and then they realized that he was their Sea-Doo instructor in Florida a couple of years ago.
Oh, shit.
It's a passion of his.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, Joe Exotic.
Okay, so I wanted to take a minute after and talk about shows that, like, documentaries that you would like to see in this genre. Mine was going to be Robert Pickton. That would be really cool to learn about everything. Yeah, like, obviously not whether or not he did it or anything, because obviously, right? But, like...
no, he was the farmer, right?
Yeah. It'd be cool because he had, like... Didn't he have, like, a weird, like... cult, and he had like hookers all the time. And
he did have a lot of hookers because I think that's who he killed.
Yeah, he killed a lot of hookers. And he fed them to pigs, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to learn more about.
Was that in BC?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'd like them to do the one on Russell Williams.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Yeah, so that's sort of local.
These aren't really mysteries, though. We know what happened, but it would be cool to learn.
Well, even still, like, so did you guys watch Don't Fuck with Cats?
No, we started, and then we saw the start of a video where I'm pretty sure he was gonna kill a kitten. So
you don't actually see it. They don't.
Yeah, we just don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not about him killing cats as much as do you know what it's about?
No,
not really.
It ultimately was about Luca Magnotta, because he was the one that was killing cats on the internet.
Oh.
And then he ended up being the one that chopped up his boyfriend in Montreal.
Oh, right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's what it's about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we already know that he's guilty and he's in jail.
Yeah.
But it's just about how these people on the internet, these people that loved cats, ended up finding him and finding where he was and sending him to jail.
Wow.
Fuck that cat.
Yeah, like, that was the whole joke when they were like, Adipicoke. This thing is an Adipicoke. And I was like, what the fuck is Adipicoke? Because they were American.
Etobicoke.
Yeah, they didn't know how to say Etobicoke. And... Like, and he says it like 3 times in a row because they have like a Google like street view of where they think this apartment was in the background of one of Luca Magnotta's selfies, and they were like, Adipicoke. It's on the corner of this gas station in Adipicoke. Adipicoke. And I was like, what are you talking
about? What is Adipicoke? What about you, Sophie?
I can't think of any. Sorry.
You can't think of any.
Well, I only like ones that are like, who done it, right? Like you don't know. So I can't think of any like that.
Okay.
Sorry.
You don't have any big cases that maybe you want to learn about?
No, because most of them they're so stupid, and I don't want to hear about them anymore.
Okay.
Like that, I think I talked about it before. That Finding Maura Murray, the one who went missing in the forest, and they do like thousands of podcasts, and you're like, oh.
Is that the Somebody Knows Something thing?
No, it's just called Making Maura Murray.
Oh, okay.
Or sorry, Finding Maura Murray.
The making of.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's about.
Sucks too, though.
Yeah. I think that's about it for this podcast. We got to do our "Am I the Asshole?"
Yes.
Yeah, I've got one for you that kind of lines up because it's an evidence-based "Am I the Asshole?" Ooh. So it's sort of in line with what we were talking about. It's not about murder though. It's just about presenting someone with the facts. These are the facts.
The fast facts.
So, am I the asshole for using home security cameras to expose my girlfriend's gaslighting? What? Okay. So my girlfriend Anne and I, they're both 25, have been dating the past 5 years since college. You don't need to know any of this stuff. They live together. Now's a good time to mention the security cameras in our house. Break-ins are unfortunately common where we live, so we got some security cameras like in the kitchen and other places in the house. And they only turn on when there's motion. About a year ago, Anne started complaining I wasn't contributing equally to chores.
Probably true.
I've been obsessive about chores my whole life. Growing up, not doing the dishes meant no video games for a week. When I lived with roommates, I was always the chore Nazi, making damn sure we all stuck to our chore wheel. Anne is just as fastidious about chores, so we just naturally alternated who did what. I'd just been brushing her remarks off, but over the last few months, they've become more aggressive. Like, I was vacuuming, and she'd be like, oh, wow, you're finally vacuuming. And then I'd be like, what? And she'd be like, no, you've only vacuumed twice since we moved in together, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, second guessing, like, am I not as clean as I thought I was? Finally, she exploded at me last week. She said having to stay home constantly over the past weeks because of coronavirus exposed how little I do around the house, and that she didn't move in just to be my maid. Questioning my own sanity, I spent a few hours going through the entire 1.5-year archive of security footage and tallied the exact number of times the kitchen cam caught each one of us doing dishes. Our cleaning supplies, vacuum, mop, etc., are in the kitchen pantry, so I also tallied up how many times we grabbed cleaning stuff. To my vindication, the tally showed that we did indeed split chores equally. She vacuumed and mopped about 5 times more than I did, and I did the dishes 20 times more than she did. Given that we vacuum and mop at least once a week and do dishes at least every day, these are insignificant differences over the 1.5 years that we've lived together. When I confronted Anne, she shrugged off her behavior as remembering things differently, but the real sin here was what I did, which she called an unforgivable violation of her privacy, akin to abusive stalking. She has broken up with me and is trying to move out, although obviously this is difficult due to current circumstances. Again, coronavirus. It's April 5th. I'm totally heartbroken. Anne was the love of my life, and I can't believe she destroyed a relationship like this. To make matters worse, she told many of our friends, who are mostly siding with her. They've been texting me that what I did was creepy, abusive, controlling, invasive, etc. I'm at a loss. I'm beginning to think I'm the one who's off base here.
What? Okay, no, you're not the asshole. Well, you might both be
both
assholes.
Of these people are sociopaths. Like, fucking chore wheels? Grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up, Anne.
But, like, okay, maybe you're both assholes. One, like,
everyone's
you guys are too
asshole.
crazy about your chores.
Yeah.
And, like, you probably shouldn't have gone through a whole year's worth of archived and tallied everything up.
No, that's a lot, yeah.
That is a lot. Maybe if you looked at the last couple weeks and been like, look, the last couple weeks, if you even look, we got cameras, lady, like, you can check it. You know what I mean? Don't go through a whole year and a half,
I think
right?
that she just wanted to break up
I think so, too. I think she just wanted to fight. She wanted there to be a base fight, which would have been like chores, like, I'm not your maid.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And then hopefully push it to a breakup.
Yeah.
But that wasn't working for her. But this gave her the perfect out.
Yep, I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
The chores were not
now her going to the friends and being like,
yeah, that's really
he's
shitty.
crazy and stocky and blah blah blah. Like that's fucked up. Don't do that.
She knew the camera was there, right? Like,
yeah, they both
okay,
did.
so then
you're both the asshole.
Yeah, everybody sucks in this situation.
Yep. And it's sucky that she couldn't just be like, I don't think I want to be in this relationship anymore. Instead of making it about the Iranian yogurt.
Yeah.
That's a joke from the subreddit. Because somebody, like, got divorced because of Iranian yogurt in the fridge. Yeah. And the big joke is that the Iranian yogurt was not the problem.
Yeah. Wow. So now, both the asshole. Any This Week in Alien News?
I guess my This Week in Alien News was that Joe Exotic was a paramedic.
And
that's where the bomber jacket came from.
Yeah. Mine is that Joe Exotic has coronavirus. No.
I've just been reading the news too much because about COVID-19, so that's it. Just anything COVID-19 related just pops up in my feed.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it's about.
Yeah.
So.
Sophie, you got anything?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Wash your hands.
Yeah. I just want to say a quick thank you to Apple Podcasts and Podbean for hosting our site and Apple Podcasts for distributing our podcast. It's going to be great.
I was going to say something stupid. Never mind.
Okay.
I was going to do a shout out. MeUndies, please sponsor us.
No, that's not how it works. I can go on there right now and get them to sponsor us.
Okay, we'll cut that out.
I do have a correction. I don't listen to the podcasts. before Travis releases them. And I listened to a podcast about ghosts where I said that Murney Tower was used in the War of 1812. And as soon as I heard myself say it on the podcast, I was like, that's not right.
Oh, really?
So I don't know why I even said that. Yeah, it wasn't built until like the 1860s, and I don't think it saw combat.
No?
So I don't know why they would have used it for ghosts.
Yeah.
But it was Fort Frederick that was built for 1812, which is across at Fort Henry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's my corrections corner.
Yeah. You're going to have a comment like, fuck you,
You fucking idiot.
All right.
Sometimes I just say things and I don't think that's why the podcast is called Jibber Jab.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for listening.
Okay, bye.
Bye.